Have you ever looked at a picture of another girl online and immediately you started noticing everything that is wrong with you? Maybe your hair, your skin, your body, or something. Because if you have, you're definitely not alone. Hey loves, welcome back to the channel. It's your first time here. Hi, my name is Abigail and you're so welcome. So guys, it's been a while since I actually uploaded a video on my channel. That's because I have been down, I've been ill, but I am lots better now and I am so happy. I'm glad that I have the strength to actually film a video for you guys. So you can rest assured that you'll be getting new videos, new uploads from me, okay? So in this video, I want to talk about this topic, and that is the pressure to look perfect as a young girl. And this is something that I have observed that's actually affecting a lot of young people. This particular topic has been on my mind for some time now, and I think I'm ready to talk about it. Okay, so the pressure to look perfect as a young person, this pressure is actually coming from somewhere, and obviously, it's from the online space, the apps that we use on a daily basis. The first thing I want to talk about is the use of filters. Filters are good, right? Because a lot of people make use of filters to take pictures, to take videos, to make videos and things like that. Filters are actually very good, they're not bad, because what it does is that it enhances your picture, it enhances your video, it makes whatever you're doing with it looks really good and perfect. And the most popular app that a lot of people use is Snapchat. Snapchat is actually a very good app, right? Because you can use it to take pictures, you can use it to take videos, and all these things are memories that you can keep for a very long time. I don't think I've seen any app that does what Snapchat does, right? It's a very good app. And because of how good it is, because of how it's able to keep memories, people are now drawn to that app. They use the app every single day, right? I also make use of Snapchat. It's a very good app. I used to take pictures, I used to take videos. Filters are not bad. But now, when it becomes a problem, is when people are constantly using this app to take pictures and videos. Then it gets to the point whereby they no longer, or they've forgotten how their real face looks like or what their complexion is like. That is where it becomes a problem. You can use filter to take pictures, you can use filter to take videos. That is quite all right. But when it gets to the point whereby you cannot use an actual camera to actually snap yourself and publish it online or post it, or when you have to take pictures with normal camera and you start to look at yourself in a certain way, you start to feel like, oh, this picture is ugly, this picture is not good, or you start to find fault in your actual skin or the way your real body looks like, your complexion. That is when it becomes a problem. And this is something that is gradually becoming normalized. Everybody are using filters to take pictures. I'm not against the use of filters, so please do not take my words or what I say out of context. Filters are good. I make use of Snapchat, so that means I use Snapchat to take pictures. I use the filters, right? But when you use it every single time, that you no longer find your real complexion, your real skin when you take pictures with normal camera, when you no longer find it attractive or beautiful, that is when it becomes a problem. And this is something that is affecting a lot of people, because when you come online, you get to see people with beautiful pictures, beautiful videos, and you are now drawn to using that same app consistently every single time. That is when it becomes a problem. Or TikTok beauty trends. TikTok is actually a very popular app, right? Everybody goes on TikTok to watch videos, scroll on TikTok. And on this app, there is one thing or the other that is constantly trending. If it is not a new skincare product, is either a new beauty product or something, one thing or the other. And because of this app, a lot of people are always drawn to purchasing things that they actually don't need, because they see a lot of influencers using these things. Or is it the IG perfect girl aesthetics, where people create content, they create content in a specific location that looks good, or in a certain apartment that looks visually appealing. It is actually not bad for people to create content in a very good place, in a very good looking apartment. But you as the consumer, you as the viewer, if you are constantly consuming those kind of content, you would start to feel the need to achieve or get certain things these people are using. And a lot of people are forgetting that these influencers or these content creators who create content online, they are being paid, right? They are being paid to create content in certain places, or even if they're not paid to create content in certain places, they are being paid by brands and they themselves go ahead to create content in places or locations that are good looking. So when you actually come online as a young person, right, you have to watch what you consume. It is very, very important. You have to watch what you consume, because if you're not careful of the type of content you consume, those content will actually consume you and you will feel the pressure, you will feel the need to actually do or achieve certain things people have, which you might not necessarily need, or which might be a burden as at that moment. So it's very important that as a young person, you have to watch the type of content you consume. It is very, very important, because when you watch content online and you're not very careful as the type of people you follow, you would realize that one way or the other you'll be drawn, or you find yourself trying to do certain things that you've seen online. You start comparing yourself to influencers, forgetting that these influencers are being paid to do certain things. And this online space creates so many unrealistic beauty standards which they expect you to meet, such as clear skin expectation. A lot of people are so drawn to buying or splurging lots of money on skincare products. It's actually not bad to get skincare products to actually take care of your skin. Like I would always say, as a girl or as a lady, you should be able to get basic skincare products to take care of your skin, right? But the moment you find yourself splurging lots of money on skincare, on products that you don't need, that is when it becomes a problem. And these are the things that the online space are constantly shoving in our faces, right? There's always a new skincare product, there's always a new beauty product that is coming out. That is why you have to watch what you consume as a young person. You really have to watch what you consume. That is why this skincare brand, what's it called? The Korean skincare brand, it really sold well in Africa as a whole, because a lot of people were trying so hard to get or achieve the type of skin that the Koreans have, which is actually not so possible in my own perspective, in my own view. It's not something that is realistic, if that makes sense. Because a lot of people forgot that the Koreans and Africans are two different people. We are two different people. We live in two different countries, and what we do on a day-to-day basis differs. The type of food we consume differs. The weather differs. So how can you be expecting to have skin as smooth, shiny, glowy as that of Koreans when you live in different countries with different weathers, you do different jobs? Make it make sense. So that is why Korean skincare sold well. They sold a lot and they are still selling, because people are trying so hard to achieve Korean type of skin, which is not 100% possible, because there are factors that you have to also consider. So having good skin is good, but there's a limit to it. There is a limit to it. Or is it the expectation of having to change your hair or getting your hair done every single time? There's this particular content creator I watch on Instagram. She's actually a very good vlogger. I enjoy her vlogs. She vlogs so well, right? But there's this particular content she does whereby every 2 weeks she changes her hair and she's like, get your hair done, something like that. When I watch her content, that particular content, I enjoy it. I enjoy the voiceover, I enjoy everything. It's very, very interesting to watch. But then again, when you look at it deeply, right? Changing your hair every 2 weeks is so unrealistic, especially when you're doing hairstyles with the extension. And most of her content, or most of the hair that she does, her hairstyles that has to do with extension. She makes use of extension. So imagine you changing your hair every single time. You make this type of hair, in next 2 weeks you're taking it down, you're installing another hairstyle with extension. You take it down in the next 2 weeks again, you install another one, you do sewing, you do ponytail, things like that. That type of content, right? It is interesting. But she's doing a lot of damage to her hair because her hair is being manipulated every 2 weeks. Her hair would not go past the length that it is to the break. So she created that type of content for viewers. They enjoy it. But what about the damage? And so many people would also be influenced by that type of content to constantly change their hair every 2 weeks, which is so unrealistic. Because when you sit down to calculate how much you spend on making hair, you will know that it's not small money. Do you understand? So as a young person, you have to be careful as the type of content you consume. And as I'm saying this to you, I'm also using that as a reminder to myself as well because I am very careful with the type of content I consume. If I do not like your content as a creator, right, I would unfollow you. That is me basically trying to watch the type of content I consume. If you feel like a certain creator is making a certain type of content that you're not comfortable with, or you feel like you're being pressured to do certain things when watching a particular creator, the best thing you can do is to unfollow the creator. It's not hard, it's not difficult. Unfollowing the creator does not mean you hate the creator, but you're basically trying to watch what you consume so that you don't feel pressured into doing certain things. That's it. Or is it the pressure to keep up with fashion trends? Because most times on this online space, a lot of things are trending. Clothes, beauty products, skincare products, one thing or the other is definitely trending, and clothes is definitely part of it, right? Now you're feeling the pressure to always keep up with the trend. There's a new clothes, you want to get it. There's a new gown, you want to get it. A new top, you want to get it. And one thing is certain, most of these things you don't need them. If you don't wear the latest clothes, the latest gown, the latest whatever, nothing would happen to you. You will not die. You would not die. So most of these things, you don't need them. You don't need them. And this pressure from the online space actually does a lot to young people. It does a lot to you if you're not being careful. Because one thing is certain, you would start feeling insecure without makeup or without filter. So when you want to take pictures, you would find yourself opening Snapchat app to always take pictures with filters, to make videos with filters. Or you would find yourself always wanting to put on makeup every single time you're stepping out of your house. That is what it does. Or you start hating your hair, your body, your skin. I've seen a lot of videos of people who would come out to say, oh, hey, I hate my natural hair. I don't like my natural hair. Natural hair is this, natural hair is that. And then you see videos of young people, young, beautiful girls with their natural hair praising other textures of hair and their own hair that is growing out of their scalp. They hate it so much. I have seen a lot of videos like this, and honestly, I do not watch those type of content anymore because it's so annoying. Or people who hate their body, they would go and work on their body, get BBLs, get like resorption done, and things like that. People who bleach their skin, men and women bleaching their skin. And it's so sad to see young people between the age of 18 to 23 bleaching their skin. And when you see people do these things, when young people do these things, it only screams one thing: insecurity. These beauty standards keep changing, and that is one thing you have to understand. And it's not something you can keep up with, it keeps changing. In your mind or in your head, you feel like, oh, being light skinned is more better. When you're light skinned, you're beautiful. When you're dark skinned, you're not beautiful. Then 5 years from now, people now start saying, oh, when you're dark skinned, you're more beautiful than light skin. So what would not happen? You will now start looking for products to change your skin from being light skinned to being dark skinned. I don't understand. So it's a problem. It's a problem if you allow yourself to be pressured by the things you see on the online space. And this pressure has a lot of mental effect because you start to have low self-esteem. And if you're someone who naturally has low self-esteem, who don't feel confident, and you're not consuming this type of content, your your low self-esteem would increase from whatever number it is to a higher number. You start to have anxiety about your appearance. You start to feel you're not enough. You start to feel behind. I don't know who you're behind exactly. I don't know who you're behind exactly. But these are the things that this pressure does to you. That is why I am still saying it. It is very important for you to watch what you consume. And I also want you to remember that these beauty standards, right? These unrealistic beauty standards keep changing. A lot of beauty standards are changing and you cannot maintain it. You can't keep up with it. You can't. On Twitter, a lot of young people would say, oh, girl to girl, for you to look a certain way, for you to look good, for you to feel good, you have to get your lashes done, you have to do your hair, you have to fix your nails, right? Those are actually very good. Beauty maintenance, very beautiful. It's nice. I do them once in a while. But it's not a must for a girl to actually fix artificial nails. That is one thing you have to bear in mind. It's not a must. But these people will tell you, oh, it's a must for you to feel good, for you to look good. And now, few weeks ago on Twitter, I was seeing a post. Was it a post or a tweet? Whatever. I saw a tweet from somebody that says the new luxury now is that girls are now rocking their bare nails. And I'm like, what's the luxury there? What's the luxury? So you see that if you start following all these beauty standards, right, you will not be able to keep up with it and you will get tired. And if it is something that is so extreme that you're doing to yourself, some of these things will be so hard to repair. These are all the things pressure does to you. You start to see yourself trying to be like somebody, you're imitating somebody, how they dress, how they talk, the hairstyle that they make, and things like that. So, as a young person, you have to be very careful. I am also young, so for me to even make this video, it is something that I have observed. So, basically, what you have to do is accept yourself the way you are. That is what you need to do. That is the only way you can overcome the pressure. You have to understand that self-care is way important than perfection. Everybody wants to be perfect. Everybody wants everything to be perfect. I want to be perfect. I want to have everything perfect. But is perfection 100% attainable? No. If God has created you a certain way, you're good the way you are. So basically, you have to understand that self-care is way more important than perfection. And what does the self-care involve? It involves you doing the basic things that every human consider normal. Taking care of your body, taking your bath, using basic things, products to take care of yourself. Applying deodorant, brushing your teeth. All these things are basic self-care that everybody consider normal. Using products that would not bleach your skin, that would make your skin look glowing, healthy. Do you understand? All these are self-care. But the moment you start looking for products that will make your skin as smooth as butter, or or you start doing things that are out of the ordinary, out of the norm, that is when it becomes a problem. You also need to learn to build healthy habits over validation. Bear in mind that a lot of these influencers or content creators that you're seeing online, most of them create content just for validation. Now, creating content in a very beautiful apartment, in a very beautiful location, or doing creating aesthetic pleasing content are actually not bad. If you have it, why not? But if some of these creators are doing these things based on They want to get comment, they want to get likes, they want to get people to talk. Do you understand? The moment they don't get what you want, which is a validation, most of them behind closed door, they are sad, they are depressed. But if you, as a normal person, you're consuming this content, you're not allowing it to get to you, you're not allowing the pressure to get to you. If you now decide to do the basic stuff or your basic routine that every human would consider normal and you post it online, even if you don't get likes, you don't get comments, you don't get any validation from anybody, it will not affect you, it will not get to you. Do you understand? So you don't necessarily have to allow this pressure get to you. Everybody wants to look good. Most of the people are doing certain things just for attention, for virality. That is one thing you have to understand. So you have to find confidence beyond beauty. You have to find confidence beyond beauty. You need to accept who you are. See yourself as beautiful when you don't use makeup, when you don't use filter, when you're not putting on the latest things. See yourself as perfect, like that. So if you're able to build that confidence without all these things, right, then you would not be pressured by the things you're seeing online. Also, you need to understand and accept that nobody is perfect all the time. Nobody is perfect 247. Every content creator, every influencer, anybody you're seeing online that looks good, that is well dressed, right? They don't look like that every single day. In fact, when they are done creating their content, they would wipe off their makeup because nobody sleeps with makeup on. I don't think people do that. I don't think people do that. Even me that I'm currently creating this content with my simple makeup on. Once I'm done, I'll clean my face. That's it. So you have to accept that nobody looks perfect all the time. And if you allow yourself to be pressured by the things you're seeing online or the things people are getting, ask yourself, sit down and ask yourself, with all this pressure online, what are we being pressured to achieve? What's the aim? If you're able to get a reasonable answer, then allow yourself to be pressured. But if you are not able to give yourself a reasonable and concrete answer, then you know what to do. Do not allow yourself to be pressured. Do not allow yourself to be pressured. So let me know what you think about this topic, this conversation. What do you think about it? Let me know your opinion about it. And if you have any question regarding this, let me know. I would be more than happy to answer your question. And if you enjoyed this video and you learned one or two, please kindly give this video a very big thumbs up. Leave your thoughts down below as usual. And also, if you got this far and you haven't subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Kindly hit the subscribe button and turn notification bell so you can be notified anytime I get to publish a new video on my channel. Until I see you in my next video. Bye.